Luis Perez, quarterback for the Lions. On the right, Christoph Martinez, our kicker. Doing math. Going through his homework, head coach Colby Carthel. Colby, if you want to start with your opening statements, and then we'll open it up.
Okay, just really appreciate the hospitality up here in Ellensburg, Washington. It's a first-class program, first-class university, and first-class town. And it was a neat trip for us. That's one thing about college football. It's about the experiences, and you guys did a great job up here hosting us and hosting this game. It was a great crowd and great football game between two really good football teams. And it was a tale of two halves, and they got the best of us that first half, and I was really proud of our team not giving up or not getting down on themselves or getting against each other. That's what great teams do, is they rally and lean on each other, and that's what the Lions did today, and we're able to come back and fight back into the ball game, then find a way to pull it out in double overtime. But it was just a tremendous ball game played by two really good football teams. We could do it 10 times over, and it'd probably be 5-5, because I think a lot of talent and great coaches on both staffs.
What adjustments did you make as a halftime coach to kind of get back on track?
I would really like to tell you I pulled a rabbit out of the hat, had some great speech and everything else, but to win in the playoffs, and that's one thing that might have been the difference in this game, is just playoff experience. To win in the playoffs, you're going to have to overcome adversity. And last week, we had some adversity in terms of some calls that didn't go our way. This week, it was turnovers. Okay, and we didn't know what it was going to be. We didn't know if it was going to be the weather or who knows what. But we talked about that, and they came out firing and playing really hot, and we weren't being good with the football, and we weren't stopping anybody. They had 360 something yards at halftime. We were getting them in third down, but they were picking us apart on third down. And I think our coaches made some really good adjustments defensively to slow those guys down. I think limited them to just over 100 yards in the second half and two overtimes. So really, I thought that was a good adjustment by our defensive staff. Offensively, we just kept chopping wood and made some better throws, took care of the ball a little bit better, and made some people miss, and were able to slowly chip away and put points back up on the board.
How much did that opening drive of the second half turn things, at least momentum-wise, or at least in your own minds, in your favor?
I think it's huge. You do talk about halftime. We get the ball, we're going to go down, we're going to score. And if you don't, then it's a real letdown. But those guys drove right down there. Were able to, get 7 points on the board, where at least you're looking up and it's manageable. And we had some chances there in that first half that, Central Washington's defense made some tremendous plays. We were down there fixing to tie it up, I think, once and get it within 14, and it would be going the other way. And so again, you got to tip your hat to good play, and that's what those Wildcats of Central Washington did. They played really, really well that first half and made some good plays the second half. We were just able to slowly work back into it. But that first drive was big, just as a momentum booster. I think it got about 10 degrees warmer on our sideline because we scored, and so those things do help. And once we got into overtime, we felt really good about where we were. Our word had been prevail. We had all the momentum, and we've got an All-American kicker. He's a 4.0 student and one of the most fantastic people in the world right here beside me, so we knew we had a great chance.
Lewis, there was a lot of interceptions or drop passes on third downs early. What did you guys do to bear down and kind of follow us?
We just stuck to the game plan. Things just weren't going our way. Tip back to the defense, like Coach said. They were making some very, very, very good plays, and just some calls weren't going our way. On offense, we just weren't clicking. And, we were just able to in the second half, just calm down a little bit and just take play by play, just execute it play by play.
And a lot of those, third and longs, you guys didn't try to get it all back at once. You kind of set yourself up for that fourth down. How do you keep your composure in those situations? How do you go for?
Yeah, so coming out the sideline, I kind of knew when we had two down. So, I don't have to force the ball downfield. I could check it down and kind of just get a few yards, make some people miss, and then just kind of go like that.
And I'll say this about those interceptions. This guy doesn't throw many over his career. And two of those today, he was throwing the ball away. And throwing the ball away. And those, I don't know what number they were, but those guys flat moved and made some great plays. And, they got some cats over there on Central Washington's defense, and they played really well.
I was going to say, Louis, kind of what was going through your head at halftime? You threw 3 interceptions. You came in only throwing 6. Were you kind of surprised? What was the mindset?
Well, I've done it before this year. So,
Okay.
first game of the year, in the second half, I took the interceptions, and again, we prevailed and found a way to win. So I kind of knew, all right, I've been here before. Now make some adjustments on my part and just kind of take it play by play. Coach puts in a play, execute it, don't do too much, and just kind of just find a way to win.
His confidence is down right now. He lost quite a few times this week on the pool table to his head coach. And so this next week, I may have to throw a few games just so he gets his confidence.
9 ball or 8 ball?
8 ball. All the way. Correct.
How much from a momentum standpoint for you guys when you, in the second half, you had a couple times on those 2 scoring drives, a 3rd and 13, I think a 3rd and 12, 2 4th down, and significant, 4th and 6, 4th and 7. How much did that just continue to build your guys' confidence?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, like I said, the defense is very, very, very good. And on offense, I felt like they were doing a good job, but it's also those penalties we were stopping ourselves. So we kind of went in. We had nothing to lose. We were down. I don't know what it was. 21 points, and we just kind of said, I'm going to throw the ball, and you're going to make a play for me, receiver, or running back, or wherever you were. And they did for me. So I was very fortunate for that.
So when your offense was making those plays, and obviously you got a reliable kicker, but did you give any consideration to going for 2?
No, we didn't. We talked about that, and there was a couple decisions we had to make on some 4th and longs that we ended up punting the ball, that we were maybe going to kick it back. But our defense was playing so well that we never really had to push the panic button. Just kept fighting back into it. But when we had talked about it when that drive started, let's go down there and let's make history. This drive will be one they talk about for a long time. But I really felt like, the momentum was on our side, and with this guy on our team, we'd have the best chance in overtime. And I just wanted to get it done before it got too dark, so we didn't have to move to the high school stadium and everything. But we're able to do that. And, in those, even that last play, we've worked situations throughout the year, in terms of drives and clock, and then also one play to win it. And that's where that last play, Coach Storm had it, and he knew he had it, but he wanted to wait because there's a chance it could have come up short with that throw, and so we waited till the 4th down to throw that to Buck, and he got in, and great job by our old line. That's unsung hero right there is our offensive line. This Central Washington defense leads all of college football in sacks, and they held up today. They got to us 3 times, but that's a really good job against the defensive front as good as Central Washington.
Did you make any kind of adjustments defensively? They were 9 to 10 on 3rd down in that first half, and 1 to 6 in the second half. I mean, did you make any kind of adjustments defensively in terms of your scheme, or it was just a matter of better effort?
Coach Deason and his staff did make several adjustments on some of the coverages we were running. A couple blitzes weren't getting home, and so I was really pleased with those guys got together. And it's fast, and you got to turn it over in a hurry. But sometimes your best laid plans don't work, and ours weren't working that first half. But we've got a veteran coaching staff, and we've all been together for 5 years now, and so there's no egos in those meetings, and they just say, hey, this wasn't working. Let's change some stuff in the coverage, and let's run a different blitz or 2, and that really helped turn the tide on our defensive performance that second half.
So I assume that last drive you kind of knew you were going to get a chance to win it there. Did you want that? I know you guys set up for the left hash, and how far do you think you could have?
Well, to begin with, I've never kicked it on the grass, so it was a new situation for me. But I know that Coach Carton knows my potential, and I know my teammates do as well. So even then, even before the overtime started, they were like, you know what, Chris, you might win it for us. And I was confident. I was like, you know what, I got this, guys. Not to put the whole situation on me, but I was like, you know what, I feel confident. We practiced this before. We do this in practice, game-winning field goal. Now we have to run, and just the situation and the opportunity to be here, I was blessed, and I'm thankful for Coach Carton to give me the opportunity. And every coach, they're like, you know what, we have confidence in you. And I'm like, thank you, because I remember my freshman year, I didn't have confidence in myself. So over the years, I have prevailed, just as the word was, prevailed to be here. And I know that it was going to come one of these days, a game-winner field goal, and it just happened to be the second round of the playoffs in double overtime, and so it just feels great.
And I mean, like a lot of those plays, since we moved to the center of the field, you guys went to the left half. Was that your preference, or just the way it worked out?
It's the way it worked out. Right, left. As you saw, the first overtime I kicked it from the right hash. The second kick was from the left hash. So it really has to be on me. You got to make it. That's my job. If I don't make it, well, find a new kicker next year. But that's pretty much my point. You know what? Where the ball in the middle, right or left, know that that the pressure's on me and I gotta make it. So I'm thankful for Coach Carter to give me the opportunity to kick that game-winning field goal.
This guy's the all-time leading scorer in school history. We've been around for 103 years. He's kicked more PATs, maybe field goals now. He's broke all kinds of records, and that was his first ever walk-off game winner. And he has missed a few. Remember that 23-yarder at Fair State your freshman year?
No, that was right before halftime.
Right before halftime. We would have won that game if you'd have made that.
Can I ask, was there more pressure on you to kick the extra point? Because, I mean, you went first in the first overtime, so it wasn't a game do or die. If you miss in the second overtime, you just keep playing.
Correct.
Was there more pressure on that extra point? Because otherwise, you're going home.
On that last extra point, I told my holder, they have 3 timeouts, they're probably going to try to ice me. I'm glad it didn't happen because, one's out there and the other players are telling you, what, you're going to miss it. And the fans, you can hear the fans. So one does get pressure, but at that extra point, I'm like, it's an extra point. Come on, you got to make it. It's not like in the NFL, you kick it from the 30-yard line. No, you got to make it. So that's, I'm glad I was able to do that.
A big shout out to Austin Jordan
Yes.
and Preston Wheeler. Great snapper holder and everybody in that offensive front, but those guys are unsung heroes because those aren't easy jobs to do because there's pressure too trying to catch that darn snap and snap it back there. So good job of that whole unit.
Christoph, did you know that you made it when you hit it, the last one?
The field goal?
When you hit it, did you know?
When I hit it, yes, I saw my plan for it line up down the middle, and I looked up and I was like, yes, the ball's going down the middle. Because sometimes from the left hash, the kicker has a tendency of kicking it to the right, not swinging through the whole way. So right as I kicked it, I was like, yes, down the middle. I know I have the distance. Good to go.
Anything else?
Just glad to be still playing football and this is a historic win for us. First time we've made it to the regional finals, and we were hoping for an all LSC final, but that didn't happen. So we'll head back up to the sunny state of Minnesota, and Minnesota in December. I hear it's beautiful this time of year, so should be fun. But thanks again to everybody here in Ellensburg. First class program you guys run, top to bottom, and did a great job hosting. Got a great team. A lot to be proud of on a terrific season by the Wildcats. So thank y'all.
You guys got gears for your time, Brian?
Oh,